Everything starts with this point, a single pixel. The images you see on the screen right now, the games you play, those mesmerizing Marvel movies you watch, they are all formed by billions of pixels, calculated in 1,000th of a second, and placed right before your eyes. But there is a problem. Creating these pixels, building the digital world, requires incredible power. In the past, only Hollywood studios possessed this power. Massive server rooms, million-dollar render farms. But the world has changed. Now, it's not just movies. Artificial intelligence, the metaverse, spatial computing, they all hunger for one thing: GPU power. In 2024 and beyond, the world's most valuable resource won't be oil. It will be computing power. In other words, compute. And today, we are going to talk about the world's largest distributed GPU network, standing against the centralized giants who want to monopolize this power. Welcome. This is Next Gen Finance. Today, we are putting Render Network, or RNDR, on the table. A project growing in Nvidia's shadow, Apple's secret partner, and the factory of the AI revolution. By the end of this video, you will understand that Render is not just a cryptocurrency project, but the new power grid of the internet. If you are ready, we are cracking open the doors of the factory. When analyzing a crypto project, you shouldn't look at the token first, but at the human. The name behind Render is not a developer born out of the crypto world. He is Hollywood's wunderkind, Jules Urbach. Render Network is not a white paper written overnight. Behind it stands a massive company named OTOY. Jules Urbach's vision has been the same since 2009. To turn the holodeck from Star Trek into reality. A world where the virtual and the real are indistinguishable. To achieve this, they created Octane Render. Octane was the world's first and fastest GPU-based rendering engine. Today, it is used everywhere, from Netflix series to the opening credits of HBO's Westworld. But Jules encountered a problem. As quality increased, render times got longer. Processing a single second of footage took days. Even all the render farms in the world couldn't keep up with this demand. That was the aha moment. Jules Urbach realized that there are millions of powerful GPUs, graphics cards, in the world, in gamers' homes, in crypto miners' warehouses, and these cards sit idle for most of the day. He said, "Why don't we combine these cards and build the world's largest supercomputer?" And in 2017, Render Network was born on the Ethereum network. The goal was simple: to connect those who have GPU power, the node operators, with those who need GPU power, the creators. What Airbnb did for hotels, Render would do for GPUs. This was just the beginning of the project. The real revolution would start with the evolution of this infrastructure from render to artificial intelligence. So, how exactly does this system work? Let's explain it in its simplest form. Let's say you are a 3D artist living in Istanbul. You made a great short film, but your computer says it will take 10 days to render it to create the final version. You can't wait 10 days. You log into Render Network. You upload your file. The system encrypts your file and splits it into pieces. Then, it sends these pieces to idle GPUs all around the world. One is a gamer's computer in Berlin. Another is an old Ethereum miner's rig in Texas. These computers process your work in seconds, and the job that would take 10 days comes back to you in 10 minutes. You pay Render token for this service. Those who lend their computers, the node operators, earn Render token. Render Network becomes the protocol that manages this traffic, ensures security, and controls quality. Here is the critical point. This system is not centralized. It doesn't rely on the data centers of giants like Amazon AWS or Google Cloud. Because it is decentralized, it is censorship resistant. It is much cheaper. It is theoretically infinitely scalable. Why did Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang praise Render in a speech? Because Nvidia sells the hardware, But Render builds an ecosystem that ensures that hardware continues to make money throughout its life. What I've told you so far was Render's old story. Now let's get to the part that really concerns you. The 2024-2025 vision. With the explosion of artificial intelligence, the world realized something. The mathematical operation required to render 3D matrix multiplication is almost the same as the operation required to train AI models. So Render Network has actually been building an artificial intelligence factory all along. In 2023, with a community vote known as RNP001, a revolutionary decision was made. Compute client. What does this mean? It means visual work won't be the only thing done on the Render Network anymore. An AI company can use the Render Network to train its language model, its LLM. A biotechnology company can rent this network to analyze protein sequences. Right now, there is a GPU shortage in the world. Companies can't find H100 chips from Nvidia. They have fallen to the black market. Render Network turns this crisis into an opportunity. It says, you don't need to buy chips, rent them. And because it does this decentrally, it can offer it much cheaper than Amazon or Microsoft Azure. This is where the term factory of AI comes from. Render is the largest DPIN, decentralized physical infrastructure, project used in the training and inference stages of artificial intelligence. The technology is great, the vision is magnificent. But what about the token? Render recently made another radical decision and migrated from the Ethereum network to the Solana network. The token name also started changing on exchanges from RNDR to Render. Why Solana? The answer is simple: speed and cost. Render's vision includes thousands of transactions per second, micropayments, and instant data flow. Ethereum's speed and transaction fees, gas fees, were not enough for this. Solana's high speed allows Render to perform real-time streaming. This is the most important part for investors. The BME, Burn Mint Equilibrium model. Render changed its token economy. Now, there is a mechanism that can turn into a deflationary structure. Here is how the system works. Those who want to get work done on the network, the customers, pay in dollars. In the background, Render tokens are bought from the market with these dollars and burned. Node operators are given newly minted tokens. If network usage increases, which it is with AI demand, the amount of burned tokens can exceed the amount of minted tokens. What does this mean? A supply shock. A scenario where demand increases while supply decreases creates upward pressure on the price. This is the peak of what we call token utility, and the final trump card, Apple. In the crypto world, partnership with Apple rumors circulate a lot, but most are lies. With Render, the situation is different. Render's parent company OTOY has been in close contact with Apple for years. The Octane X software was introduced as the main render engine working integrally with Apple's M1, M2, and M3 chips. When the Apple Vision Pro came out, Jules Urbach said this: "The render power this device needs is not inside the device. It is in the Render network." In the future, for the glasses we wear, AR and VR, to be lightweight, the processor will need to be in the cloud. The holograms you see while walking down the street will be calculated by a GPU on the Render network at that moment and projected onto your glasses. This is the only possible way for the metaverse, if it is to happen. Let's summarize, friends. We are not just facing an altcoin. We have a massive structure, backed by a 15-year-old technology company, OTOY, working integrally with the world's largest hardware manufacturers, Nvidia and Apple, offering a hardware rental solution to the AI crisis, and turning its token economy into a structure that gains value as it is used. Render, RNDR, or by its new name Render, is the oil well of the digital age. That oil is GPU power, and in a mechanized world, machines need this fuel to run. What I've told you is not investment advice. The crypto market is full of risks. Competitors may emerge. Technology may change. But if what we call the future is to be built on artificial intelligence and spatial computing, Render Network might just be carrying the bricks of that future. Stay with next-gen finance. Stay ahead of technology. In the next video, we will talk about how the other stones behind the scenes of this digital revolution are moving and where the next big opportunity is hiding. See you.